Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, the 11th day of the 11th month, 2025. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, KSJE broadcasts at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice anywhere else on earth, you've gone to our website to listen in. That's streaming all the time, ksje.com, or perhaps you're listening through the new KSJE app. It is great to have you with us this morning. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching the video of this program streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So welcome aboard, everyone. We are so glad that you're with us because coming up in the next few moments, getting an update from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Lots to talk about with the Chamber this month. They just finished their Women's Summit and honored a couple of amazing women in our community, actually more than a couple. We'll talk about that in a few moments, and also coming up some other major events this week happening with the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, so we will let you know about those as well, so stay tuned. Also today, of course, it's Tuesday, our Adopt a Pet Tuesday segment coming your way at 8:50 a.m. I'll be talking with Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter, and she'll be telling us about some of the pets available for adoption this week, so stay tuned for that coming up later on this hour right here on KSJE. Shift gears a little bit next hour because, of course, it's Roving with the Arts, our weekday classical music program. Mick Hess has the reins of that show. He'll be taking over at 9:06 on KSJE. Don't forget, you can also connect with us through the new KSJE radio app. It is available now at the App Store and on Google Play. Download, stay connected, listen live on the go, or get access to our podcast and much, much more, all through the completely free KSJE app available now. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is 36 degrees at the moment here in Farmington. A sunny morning. We're expecting a sunny day today with a high of 59 degrees in Farmington. Partly cloudy skies tonight, the low 35. It'll be partly sunny again tomorrow with a few clouds. A high 64 on Wednesday, 65 on Thursday. Overnight lows near 40. On Friday, though, take a look. 60 degrees with partly sunny skies on Friday, but maybe a chance of showers Friday night. Some clouds on Saturday and maybe a good chance of rain or snow on Sunday with a high only reaching 48 degrees and more chances for rain later on in the week next week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll keep an eye on that. Back with my guest from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, whose vision is to deliver world-class care, making life better for the communities they are privileged to serve. Offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so residents can live life better here. San Juan Regional Medical Center, community owned and operated, here for you.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Michlin Morning Program on KSJE.
My guest this morning here in Studio A from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back, Jamie Church from the Farmington Chamber. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
You have been busy.
Yes.
You and your chamber cohorts.
We have, and we have a busy week again this week.
You do. We'll talk about that coming up, of course. But I want to get everyone up to date on your summit.
Yes.
That happened last week, right? And you're handing out a couple of awards that I think well-deserved.
Thank you.
To the folks.
We were very excited. You know, that's really the best part for me, and it's I have to keep it secret for months. And so when I can finally actually get them on stage to make the awards, and we do this through our Farmington Chamber Foundation. So just so people don't get confused thinking that this is the same as our Business of the Year and our Citizen of the Year. So we do those at our Chamber Banquet in January.
Usually.
And that is through the Chamber of Commerce. The Four Corners Professional Women's Summit is through our Chamber Foundation. So that's why we make these awards for Businesswoman of the Year and Nonprofit Professional of the Year through the Chamber Foundation. And this year our recipients were Audra Winters with the San Juan Medical Foundation was our Nonprofit Professional of the Year, and then both Bev Taylor and her daughter Tara Taylor were our Business Women of the Year, which I was very excited to announce that it was going to both of them. So that was fun. Yes.
Very good. And of course, Artifacts Gallery.
Artifacts Gallery and 302 Bake Shop, and all of it was
that whole entity that they have really grown over the years. So well deserved, and I bet they were surprised.
They were very surprised. And the Nonprofit Professional of the Year is slightly different than the Nonprofit Organization of the Year because so many of our nonprofits have executive directors that are women, and it's like running a business. It really is.
Sure.
You have so many things that are similar, but often the work of the executive director, isn't maybe recognized, and so that's why we started the Nonprofit Professional of the Year Award.
Nice. Well, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
Always great to recognize these really hardworking people in our community, and so that's great as part of the summit. The summit went very well, I think, too.
Yes.
The rest of it as well. You had some guest speakers here and a lot of people that were talking about it and really getting energized, I think, from what you were talking about during the summit. So congrats once again.
Thank you. Thanks. And we have a wonderful planning committee that does a lot of work throughout the year. And then we do try to have a balance between speakers that we bring in from out of the area as well as local speakers. And so this year, Shauna Reeves started our day off, and she's the deputy city manager.
Right.
And then we had two other local speakers, Rachel Judge and Janice Giacchino. And then we brought in two speakers. We had Dr. Teresa Larson out of Durango, and then Lamia Dafe, who actually we flew in from California, which had a whole lot of drama going on because airports being shut and flights being canceled and rerouting. I do want to say, and I did mention this in the summit, I want to just thank all of those leaders in our community who got commercial air service back to Farmington, because if we didn't have that, I would not have been able to get one of my speakers here. We had to reroute her into Farmington for that evening flight. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to get her here. So thank you to everyone supporting the commercial air service into Farmington. I can't say it enough.
Right.
So,
The Fly Farmington. So
Farmington.
There you go. Very good.
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Once again. And I'm sure work will start, if it hasn't already, on next year's
Well, there's already
summit.
been a few conversations between a few of us, but really now we sort of take a break through the holidays and legislative stuff because, of course, we have Santa Fe to go to and all of that. But then we'll pick back up again probably in March or April just to start planning. It does take a tremendous amount of planning just for all the logistics and the speakers and what the theme is going to be. So I love it. It's a labor of love for sure. It's one of my favorite things I do. But just always glad when it goes off seamlessly.
Of course.
Almost seamlessly.
Well, right, exactly. Like any event. I mean, and you do a lot of them, and so I think you do them all very well, but it's always one of those things for any event planner, I think, or anytime you're planning on something, to make sure it goes smoothly and everybody has a good time and it meets everyone's expectations or exceeds them and all those good things.
Right, and I think I've learned over the years, too, there are always going to be things out of my control. Last year, it was the weather. We had the biggest snowstorm of the year.
That's right.
The night before and the day of the Women's Summit. This year, it was airports being shut down. We could not have foreseen that when we started booking speakers.
Sure, that's right.
Back in April and May. We didn't know the government was going to shut down.
No.
So every year, I think I'm just learning that within my control to make sure I've got it planned and organized, but that there are things that will happen, and so having backup plans in place. But overall, I think it went really, really well.
Nice.
So I appreciate everybody who attended.
Well, congratulations
Thanks.
again. And it was another sold-out event, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and so
yes,
that's also another good indicator of a well-run event, and it's got quite the reputation. So
yeah, it's very fun.
Look forward to next year.
Look forward to next year.
In a few
Stay
months.
tuned.
Take a little break.
Take a little break.
But
Get to my next event.
There is that. But in the meantime, this week, there's at least, I think, 3
There are.
chamber-related events that I know
There
are
are.
on my calendar. So
That's right.
they should be on everybody else's too, I think, right? Beginning tomorrow,
Tomorrow, right.
Wednesday, the brand new, spanking new, it still has that new bank smell.
It does.
Citizens Bank,
I
right?
know.
We get to
So
see the inside if we haven't
do.
already, you know.
Ribbon cutting and grand opening, and
How about
that's
that?
at 4 o'clock. And we're very excited about this ribbon cutting. Of course, you know, my husband is Darren Church with Citizens Trust, and so
Is that who you're related to?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I
If you
didn't-
didn't know,
Oh.
so anyway, I've been, you know, I've sort of been on the inside of all this
Sure,
for
of
months
course.
and months and months. So I know that they're just very excited, and of course I've been into the bank multiple times now.
Yes.
But it is beautiful. They're very excited, and what a fun! This is so exciting. You know,
Right.
from the tearing down and demolishing of the old bank to your article on the bomb shelter.
Right,
and just
that was
so many
there, all
exciting
those things, sure, those
Yeah.
whole stories. And I know, you know, the bank's been open for a while, but they wanted to get the parking lot ready and some of the landscaping ready,
Mm-hmm. Right,
and so
right.
so we're all looking forward to getting to the grand tour
Mm-hmm.
of the new bank. And I know they were very purposeful in wanting to stay downtown.
Yes.
That was a big part of their decision
Yes.
to invest and build in that new building downtown.
Exactly, and so I think it just is wonderful that they did stay. It's an anchor downtown,
Right.
and so I really, even if you know, you can come to watch the ribbon cutting because they're always fun, but then for the open house, and it really is a beautiful building. So we're very excited about that. That is tomorrow.
Yes.
And then on Friday we have 2 events.
Yeah, true. 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, just to put the
Oh,
time
yes,
out for
4 to
our
6.
radio audience
Yes,
who
I'm
can't
sorry.
see
4
the,
to 6
the
p.m.
graphic. But
tomorrow.
right there,
Right.
downtown Citizens Bank. Still, I think the address is the same, right? Still,
500 West Broadway.
there you go. Very true. Okay. And then on Friday, a couple events on
Yes,
Friday,
2.
right? In the morning.
We have, I'm calling it coats, or coffee and coats, because we have 2 separate events, not related, but they both happen to be on the same day.
Right.
So we have our November Focus on Farmington Coffee, and that's going to be hosted by the San Juan Country Club. And this starts at 9 a.m. and goes to about 10:30. These events are always free to anybody who'd like to attend in our community. And so they have a special little treat. They're going to have a few numbers from the Caliente community chorus,
Right.
because they're getting ready for their holiday, some of their holiday performances.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be fun if they performed a little bit. So we will have music and coffee and probably some kind of, you know, food.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this is,
and
yeah.
I hear on good authority there's pretty good food at the country club.
Yes, they're very good food at the Country
Yeah,
Club. But,
so-
so that will be, again, on Friday the 14th. And
Okay.
then in the evening, we have a very popular, I call it a fan favorite, Business After Hours. This is hosted by J.A. Jewelers, and they're located on 20th Street. And this will start at 5, and they do a huge coat drive for kids. So
Right.
for every new or very gently used, please, coat that you bring in to donate, you get a raffle ticket. And then they give away wonderful prizes. So this is one that we don't charge. You know, normally we charge $5 at
Right.
the door, but we've got 2 upcoming Business After Hours that are all about donations. This one is
Coats.
coats. December will be food for Echo Food Bank, which we know they really need right now.
Sure.
So we just say, hey, bring a coat or bring a can of food, and it's, you know, we're not charging to get in.
Yeah.
So, again, this is happening on the 14th from 5 to 7. So you can join us for coffee in the morning.
Right.
And then you go to work for a while,
Yeah,
maybe.
you know.
And then you can come back for another great event, the Business After Hours.
There you go. And you mentioned that J.A. Jewelers always has some prizes to give away with those raffle tickets.
Right.
I'm just going to say it's a jewelry store.
It's a jewelry store.
Fill in the blanks, everybody, of what those prizes might be, and you'll get a pretty good
That's
idea
right.
of what they're giving away.
They are very generous. They give away so many prizes every year. And this has been one that we've been doing with J.A. Jewelers for years and years. You know, they were in their previous location.
That's right.
And then they moved. And,
Yeah.
But this is what they love to do. And usually, and I'm sure it'll be the same this year, their stacks and stacks of coats are donated that night, and then they distribute them to all of the different nonprofit agencies that would need them. So we don't want anybody going cold this winter, whenever the weather changes, if the temperatures ever drop.
Right.
But I'm not complaining, but so everybody will have a nice warm coat.
Exactly.
Yes, so
But that's another
that is coming up.
great event on Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. again at J.A. Jewelers on 20th Street,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just some of the planned events with the Farmington Chamber of Commerce that are
Right.
coming up. The other one you mentioned in December will be kind of the food donation. That's a popular one. We'll give you more details on that, or follow the Farmington Chamber on
Right.
Facebook to get all the details on that. And then your giant scissors are getting around town. You've been
Boy,
cutting ribbons
we
everywhere.
have had, I think October was a record month for us as far as
I'm
ribbon
not surprised.
cuttings.
Yeah.
We did, and they were all so fun. We did 2 at San Juan College.
You were here? Yeah, twice.
Twice,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Once was for the fire operator, or fire
science.
Thank you.
On
Fire
South
science.
Hutton,
and
over
the
there.
heavy equipment operator.
That's
yes.
right.
So that was really interesting, and they actually lit a car on fire, and then the fire.
It wasn't
students
mine. I was
put
grateful for
put
that.
The fire out. That was
Yeah,
it's
right.
always very impressive.
Yeah.
So we had that one, and then we had another one at San Juan College for the physical plant.
The new physical
and
plant
that was
building.
just, I think, last week, or maybe
Couple
on
weeks ago,
Halloween. I think it was
Halloween.
on Halloween.
It was on Halloween.
Because everyone dressed in costume. That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So we had those.
As we do at San
Yes,
Juan College.
as we do. Everyone dressed in costume.
Exactly.
And then we had one for Navajo Preparatory School for their new, I'm going to get it wrong, Dene Bazad Institute.
That's it. You got it right.
I got it right.
Yeah.
It is a really fascinating program with a room that they have up there with all of the tools, so the students can be learning silversmithing and some weaving and all of the skills that are traditional to make some of these wonderful art and artisan products, and learn the history and the culture as they do these things. So anyway, we had a ribbon cutting there.
Nice.
With some wonderful presentations. And so I always love to go to ribbon cuttings at Navajo Prep. I learn so much when I attend those. So
Right.
we had that one, and then we had a huge one at Boundless Journeys, the new
Right,
Boundless Journeys Adventure Park on
Right.
Apache.
Exactly. All
So-
Abilities Park.
All
that folks
Abilities
have been
Park.
watching. Phase 1 is now open for business.
Yes.
And it's been crawling with kids, I think, ever since the official opening day was. And I know they're working on raising money for phases 2 and I think
Yes.
3
Yes.
as well. But
Yes.
it's really cool to see what they've accomplished with phase 1 and just how many kids can enjoy it, because it's really been designed for all abilities.
And I have been driving by in the last couple of days since the opening, and there have been kids at the park all the time. And I'm so impressed. I cannot wait till my grandkids come visit me. I think they're going
kidding.
to hopefully be here over Thanksgiving, and I would love to take them.
Yeah.
I think they'll just absolutely have a ball. So that was really fun. And another really great, so many people from the community turned out, but we learned about the money was raised. Some of the money was raised for that park through foundations and donations. And that was, the Civitan Club has the little candy jars, the little candy boxes out around town where you get
Yeah.
the mints and you just throw coins in there and
Right.
get mints. Through that, they raised $5,000 that was donated
Nice.
to that phase 1. And so just hearing how the money was raised, the foundation, and then phase 2, I know there's a fundraiser coming up on this Saturday,
Saturday,
the
that's right.
15th at Artifacts, because I'm going, my husband and I are going, where they're going to start raising funds for phase 2. So just our community, I'm constantly amazed at how our community supports different things, shows up for different things, and I think it's pretty impressive.
Indeed,
So,
very much so. And this, again, is another great, unique thing about Farmington. I think the only other All Abilities Park is in Rio Rancho.
Yes.
And maybe there's one in Colorado somewhere, but not very close is my point.
Right.
And so to have this available for folks who live here, for folks who are visiting here, for kids of all abilities. So if you've got a kid that's fine, no problems at all, and they've got a sibling that's in a wheelchair, they can go to the same playground
Yes.
and play on the same equipment in town, which is great.
Exactly. And it's for everybody. So there's
Yeah, all
maybe
ability.
seniors who are on walkers or things like that too. And it's just a beautiful park and a beautiful area, so that everything has got ramps in different ways so that everybody can get to everything. So really impressed, and thanks to everybody who was involved in getting that done. And if you haven't driven by, just drive by slowly, 'cause
Yeah.
there's a lot of children
No
playing.
kidding.
So slowly,
Right.
slow down. But it is pretty impressive. And so we had that ribbon cutting, and then, yes, as I said, I think October was probably a record month. for
Yeah.
Different things. We had our poker run downtown. That was on October 9th. That was a business after hours. That was
That's right.
really
That's the first time you've
fun.
done that.
That was the first time we've done that. And we had all of our downtown chamber members participated, and we had people come down and they had a poker hand, and we just really, that was fun. So
Right.
we'll definitely be doing that again next year.
Okay.
And just something all the time. There's
Very
something
true.
going on all the time.
Yeah, very, very true. You also, I think, had a, I would call it almost like a pop-up ribbon cutting.
I did,
at
on
the
Saturday.
Kids Business Fair at the Civic Center, right?
Right. So I was just scrolling through Facebook one day, as I do sometimes, and this post came up about the Kids Business Fair on at the Civic Center on the 8th. And so I reached out to the organizer and said, this is great. And I said, I would love to see, the chamber support this in the future and maybe get more involved. So she asked me to come down and be like what she called a secret shopper. So I went I would go from little booth to booth, and they would give me their pitch and tell me about their product. And I just a couple of days before thought, oh, it'd be fun to do a ribbon cutting. So I went down there Saturday morning, and I had my scissors and ribbon, and I walked in, and I was just so surprised at how many vendors, how many kids participated in this. So we brought them all out front and had them hold the ribbon, and then the event organizer cut the ribbon, and then the kids, I went from booth to booth, and they had to tell me like what their product was, and they have to do this. They each had a parent there, but
Sure.
they had to give me the pitch, and they had
Okay.
to tell me how did they cost that item out. And there was everybody from a 7-year-old all the way to a 17-year-old. So kids doing 3D printing. One young woman has a business called Holly's Hens, and she sews different things that are chicken themed. So I bought a whole set of really cute placemats from her. I spent quite a lot of money, actually.
Okay, good for you.
I did. One girl makes soaps. Another person, like I said, mentioned the 3D printing. Somebody else had a really unique idea about custom-made piñatas. And so they were great. They all had Venmo. And
Of course.
Some of them had Instagram. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
So had a wonderful time doing that, and really hope that we, as the chamber, can get more involved next year with just supporting it or prizes or,
Sure.
it was just a really neat event. So,
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And it just goes to show, no matter what, you just never know. If you're on Facebook, Jamie Church may see your post
and I'll reach
show
out.
up with her scissors
I
and a
might show up
ribbon.
with scissors.
You never know.
Well, and I had to kind of explain who I am, and I said I had my red coat on with all my buttons and everything,
Yeah.
and I said I'm with the chamber, and we're the ones who do the ribbon cuttings, and then I get these massive scissors out, and the kids are so funny, just like, those are the biggest scissors I've ever
Right.
seen, and I'm like, yes, and they're very sharp too. So yeah, adults only can actually handle the scissors, but it was really a fun event, and I was pleased to be a part of it.
Nice.
So,
Good
yeah.
for you. But I think that's just, and then again, just one of those things that you weren't planning on it, it caught your eye,
Caught my
did a
eye.
little investigation, and boom, you have an event.
Right, got an event.
And
Show up to an event.
and help this newer,
Right.
newish organization. It seems new to me. I've not
Right.
heard of them either.
I know,
And so
and
I think
so-
I need to reach out as well to
Yeah.
to connect. Right.
Exactly, and I said, we need to have them on
Yeah.
your radio program, and we need to get the paper there.
Right.
I'm already like, let's do this next year. But I just thought these are the young entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
They're learning business skills. They're learning networking. They like I said, had to give me their pitch. They had to explain what it is.
Some public speaking in there too. Yeah.
Two sisters had a booth, and I asked why they priced their items the way they did, and how do they pay for their fabric, and so how do you price your items, and they had to explain all of that to me. So really a neat program, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it here, and again would love to help them even expand it next
Sure.
year. So
Very cool. Well, again, congrats, and nice to be able to highlight that. If you want to see more about what we're talking about, it's on the Farmington Chamber of Commerce Facebook page.
Yes.
And of course, I think you had some pictures in the newsletter, or will be.
I did. Yes.
and so-
yes, we will.
So folks need to subscribe to that and
Yes.
and get all the details on some of these things that we're talking about as
Mm-hmm.
well. There are other events that have continued to go on. I know you
Yes.
still are doing some of your other chamber events for your chamber members and others on occasion, right?
That's right. And we have, there's a lot that will be coming up in December. We will announce the December focus on Farmington Coffee on next week after we get through this one.
Right.
But all the parade. So we are getting calls about the parade. It's that time of year.
Christmas parade.
And yes, the Christmas parade. And just to remind people, the Young Professionals Network now organizes the parade, but the contact is really the San Juan County Board of Realtors. And I know the date of the parade is the same date, which is always the Thursday after Thanksgiving.
Right,
And so
which
I
would be
believe
December
that's
4th.
the 4th. And so it will be downtown. It will be the same wonderful traditional Christmas parade. I think the theme this year is chilies, a very chili Christmas, so like
think
red
so.
and green chili.
Right.
I've seen the graphic. But if you are interested in finding out more, if you contact the San Juan County Board of Realtors, they'll have all the information. And then, of course, the other big event, well, one of many, is Festival of Trees.
That same week.
That same week, and we will have information in our newsletter starting this week, but they also have their own Facebook page, so you can find out all
Right.
of the things they've got going on.
Very true.
And then Luminaries at the college, which I actually don't know the date of Luminaries, but
It is that same week on that
Okay,
Saturday,
all right.
which would be on December the 6th.
6th, okay.
And I think the 5th, the night before, is River Glow from the
Okay.
River Reach Foundation down by the river at Bird Park. So
Yes.
that whole week we just jam-packed with
That's
holiday
right.
events.
Well, that's fun. And it's craft show season too.
Yes,
So
right.
I want to encourage people to go to the Visit Farmington, which is the Live Farmington or farmingtonnm.org. That's the site for the Convention and Visitors Bureau, because most people do put their craft shows on that page. So you can click on events and just scroll through and see not only our coffees, but also all the other events going on. The craft shows, Festival of Trees, Luminaries. So if you're wanting that, to find out information about craft shows, that's a good place to go.
True.
So, and we have vendors at the Women's Summit, and we had some wonderful vendors that have products that are getting ready for all the craft shows too.
Nice.
So you really could do all of your shopping on your holiday list right here in Farmington. You don't need to go online and buy anything
True.
outside of Farmington. You
Very
can buy
true.
every gift. I have.
See?
So I even bought these adorable placemats from a little girl on Saturday.
There you
And
go.
There'll be a gift for somebody.
See?
But
Perfect.
yeah,
Nice.
there's a lot going on.
Very true. And if you're saying that there's nothing to do in Farmington or no place to shop in Farmington, you're not trying very hard at all. You're really not trying, because there's a lot going on.
There it is.
Right? So that's
And
true.
with the holidays coming up, this becomes our message. Shop local.
Mm-hmm.
There's Small Business Saturday coming up. And so we really try to preach that message all year.
Right.
But you really can completely shop locally, because it could be a gift certificate to any restaurant or any business. It could be, there's so many great artisans here in our community. Just go down to Artifacts. I mean, you've got local, goods made in New Mexico. You have
Right.
local artisans that have their works at Artifacts. The museum store is wonderful. Every time I go to the Farmington Museum gift store, I find great gifts. Quill and Quest, a new, our own local, independently owned bookstore right in downtown Farmington. You can buy great gifts there. So there's just so many opportunities where you can purchase things for family and friends. You could even get a couple-day pass to the makerspace and make things yourself.
That's
you could
true.
go in and laser print and do all sorts of things,
You
and
know,
you can make it yourself.
My
So-
face on a coaster coming soon. Coming soon. Just be ready for it.
How about your face on a tie? Have you ever done your face on a tie?
I have done. Well, I've been given my face on a tie as a gift.
All
yeah,
right.
I know.
There you go.
It's
But anyway, have they
True.
made a Lego set with you on it yet? Like a little Scott Michlin radio station
Not-
Lego kit?
No, not yet.
Somebody
Not yet.
should
I've
do
got
that.
I've got my whole face like in Lego.
Okay.
There's
A little
that
studio. We need
Yeah,
to do
but
a
we could do
little
that. But behind me, I've got a little bobblehead on the side.
Yes.
Over there. There he is.
I see that.
He's
I
back
see
there.
that.
So we've got that going
I
for me,
know.
and that
Like
is
a Lego set.
a Scott Michlin design.
I know.
So
Scott
but
Michlin design.
there you are.
Anyway,
so lots
it's
of things.
getting to be that time of year.
It really
And
is.
So again, there's a
Scott
lot of
Michlin
places.
everywhere. Oh no, you're talking about something else.
Yes. Well, listen in to this station, because you're going to have all the news about what's going on. You know about all the events happening.
Sure.
You're usually at all the events.
Try to
happening
be,
this time of
yes,
year.
exactly. We just
And
did a big
then-
festival tree show
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So again, just for folks to be able to stay up to speed on what's going on.
That's right.
There's a lot.
And we did, we had an event on the 30th of October out at Triple J Ranch. It was called
Oh, yeah.
Connect by the Campfire.
Yes.
And we had everybody bring some items for Apache Elementary for their family resource room, which is a lot of community schools are trying to build up their resource rooms for families who
Right.
find themselves in a situation where maybe they need a little help. So we collected lots of things. We collected socks and underwear and food and money. So we took that all over to Apache Elementary, and they were just completely overwhelmed by how much we had collected. At the Professional Women's Summit last week, we did our Hope and Hygiene Drive, which is in collaboration with the San Juan United Way. and we had people bring in hygiene items, and we filled 2 huge bins.
Nice.
And so that was a wonderful way for the community to give back. Then we have the coats for kids. Then we're going to have the food drive for Echo. And again, this is the time of year where people are really thinking about how can they support the community. And I think especially this year with some of the things that have been going on, people are really, in my mind, what I've seen, thinking, how do we step up as a community and take care of the people in our community?
Right.
Whether it's food or whether it's coats or what's needed. So I think that's great. I love to see the community stepping up that way.
Definitely. I do too. And again, as you said, we have a caring community. We see it all the time, especially this time of year. Here's another opportunities to step up and really help our fellow community members who maybe are struggling a little bit more this year than most. So that's important as well.
Yes.
To recap what's going on, because we're almost out of time.
Oh, my goodness.
But just to recap for everybody, coming up this week, a big event, the grand opening, of course, ribbon cutting and tour of the new Citizens Bank downtown. If you have not yet seen it, if you've not gone in to visit your money, you should go in and check it out and check out the bank and see the new space. I'm looking forward to that. That is happening tomorrow, Wednesday, from 4 to 6 p.m. downtown Farmington. And then, of course, there's a focus on Farmington Coffee on Friday morning, 9 a.m. to 10:30 at the San Juan Country Club.
Correct.
So come, and again, the idea is to bring someone maybe new to the community.
Yes.
They can network, they can meet people, they can learn what's going on, but just show up and enjoy some coffee.
Right, and we are not, I'm glad you said that, because there is no agenda, there's no pitch.
Right.
I'm not trying to get you to be a chamber member with this. This is just fun, and it's just because I like coffee and I like to talk to
We're
people.
so grateful that you do. Yeah.
I really do.
Because we have a new event to go to, everybody.
I know. So this is just anybody in the communities, like you mentioned, somebody new, or you just want to get your neighbors together and kind of.
Or maybe a new coworker, a new
Yeah,
neighbor. I mean,
exactly.
the idea was just to bring somebody along and just show up and enjoy some coffee.
And some music.
Yeah. That's
Good
true.
time.
So that's happening. And then Friday night is the business after hours on Friday at J.A. Jewelers, another big holiday event. Bring a coat, get in, and get entered into this raffle for maybe some prizes and just enjoy, again, more of a great holiday ambiance.
That's right.
At a jewelry store, lots of shiny things.
Get a little Christmas shopping. Just shop local. There
That's
you
true.
are. You'll be right there, and they will be more than happy to help you pick out a special gift for that special person in your life.
Very
but
true.
we appreciate this. They do this every year, and it really is wonderful. Really
Exactly.
appreciate
No,
it,
it's
so.
great to see everyone out there. So we're looking forward to it. A busy
Yeah.
week, but we will
Busy
see you at
week.
all of it.
Yeah. we'll see you
Okay.
there.
Jamie Church, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see
Thanks.
you. That is Jamie Church from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, my guest right here on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.